Hi, welcome to Programming is Fun. My name is Enes, and in this tutorial, I'm going to talk about what is if else in C++ and what is else if in C++. So let's begin. So, for example, in our daily life, we make decisions. Similarly, when we are working with the decision-making programs, we use if-else statements in our programs. So, the structure of if-else in C++ is if, open and close parentheses, two curly braces. Anything inside this parenthesis will be the condition of this if, and at the inside part of these curly braces will be the body of the if statement. And the if statement body will only be executed if the condition evaluates to be true. It means that if statement will execute the block of code only if the condition to be true in these parentheses. Otherwise, the code inside the curly brackets will be skipped. For example, int temperature equal to 0, C in temperature. Check either the temperature is greater than 30. If it evaluates true, then C out. It's hot and backslash n for the new line. And now build and run and enter here 12. You'll see that it does not execute the inside part of this if, means the body of this if, because temperature was 12. 12 greater than 30 false. The condition inside this if will evaluate to be false. So it does not execute the inside part of the if. C out outside of if and backslash no bigger. 12 outside of it. So if the condition inside these open and close parentheses values to be false, it will skip the inside body of the if statement and executes the further code. But for example, if you give it 32, it's a hot day and then it proceeds to the further code outside of it. So because 32 is greater than 30, yes, the condition evaluates to be true. It comes inside this curly brackets and then it counts first, execute the inside part of the if and then execute the second line. Means the outside part of the if. Now what is else? Else is optional. It is not compulsory that whenever you are writing if, you also have to write the else part of it. Else is an optional part of if. For example, else outside part. Else, just write this is else part. And now build and run it again. And now temperature is 12. This is else part. So if the condition inside these parentheses will evaluate to be true, the if part will be executed and else part will be skipped by the compiler. But if the condition is false in the parentheses, then if part will not be executed and else part will be executed. So it means that if the condition inside this if will be evaluated to be true, then the code inside this if will be executed. Otherwise, it will be skipped by the compiler. So now, what is else if? The if-else statement is used to execute a block of code in between two alternatives. But what if we have more than two alternatives in our program? So for that, we use else if statement. To write else if statement, write else, and this is the condition 1. So here we have the condition 2. Else temperature is less than 5. Execute cout. It's code. Now what will happen over here? First, our compiler will check this. If the condition would evaluate to be true, it will not execute this else if and the else part. But If the condition evaluates to be false in the first if, then it will evaluate this condition, else if condition. If this condition also becomes false, then it will simply see out the else part. So let's build and run. Enter 32, it will only print it's a hot day. Now 23, it's a cold day. Now you are saying it's a cold day because 3 is greater than 30, no, false. It will not execute the body of this if. Then it will check else if part. Temperature 3 is less than 5, true. It will execute this part and comes out all of this stuff. And note that there can be more than one else if statement in our program, but we cannot write more than one if else. So there are three types of if else statements or the formations of if else statement in C++. First is if, and the second one is else, and the third one is else if. So this was the basics of else if and if else statements in C++. I hope that this tutorial was helpful and informative for you. For more videos, please give me a like and subscribe, and until next time, take care, bye.